Welcome. I'm the Deadwood Jedi. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. I am here very thankfully and happy here with Hellhades IvyLeeGaming as well as Skratch Plays. We are going to be talking about the next event in the faction games. By the time this is going out, you guys have probably already seen the Dragon Run event that we had live on Twitch, and we're putting this out after this video goes out. You guys should stop by my Twitch as well, because later today at 10 p.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. UTC, I think that's 6 in London, we're going to be doing the live run of Spiders. That's the event that's coming up next, and that's what I'm talking to these wonderful people about, is the Spiders run, because these are our competitors, and I'm really excited about it. So thank you guys for being a part of this and agreeing to come and talk and, you know, do the event and everything.
Looking forward to it, man. Yeah, it's gonna be good fun. The goats have got some ground to make up, so yeah. So I'm coming in hot for this one. I need to get a win, big time. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the Dragon event today. Let's not spoil the full results in case people are watching this before they actually get to see the results from the Dragon team. But yeah, you guys are going in Spiders. Now, each of you has your own individual faction that you're going to be going with. And so the rules for Spider, we're doing Spider 20. They need to basically put up the fastest time possible, and the fastest time is going to win. And you know, we have a gold, silver, and bronze medal winners for this, and you know, they're stuck with the factions they have and the excluded champions that have been there. And if you guys are actually curious about any of the rules, you can go to my website, Deadwood Jedi, and you'll see, as you can see on screen here, we have a full section for the faction games, and it has all the faction games in there, the schedule, and the teams with pretty cool logos made by MTG Jedi, as well as, you know, all the faction people are part of, the excluded champions, and you'll see the results down below as we get them. But yeah, those are the rules, right? Stage 20, can't use any dupes. You can use anybody else. You have to use your champions on your account. You have to use the gear on your account. Let's start off with the simple question. What's been the biggest challenge going into this for you guys? Whoever wants to start, just jump on in.
I'll start, I guess. The reality of switching from different, like us usually farming Spider 25 or 24 versus 20. Like, I haven't farmed Spider 20 in so long, I don't even remember what I used for it. And then also not having reset champions and being able to use multiple enemy max HP. Those are probably my struggles so far.
It's a big change. I think one of the biggest metas for Spider 20 is enemy max HP, and so not having those champions available to you. What faction do you have again, Ivy? You can remind everybody.
Sacred Order. So I do have an Armiger, but I can only use one of them, so it's not like I can cheese it with a bunch of enemy max HP hits with Armiger, so...
Yeah.
It's a very good point. What about you, Skratch? What's been the hardest part? And you're running, if you remind us again which faction you're going to be running here?
Undead.
Okay.
I'm running the Undead. I think it was something related on the Christmas Carol stuff with Undead. No, that's why I was like so serious,
faction?
You know?
That's right.
Yeah, stuff like that. That's why I was like, Undead, you know. I had to bring it up, you know.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. So what's been the hardest challenge for you so far on this?
Man, I honestly think a bit is the thermometer manipulation, having multiple enemy max HP hitters. How IvyLee said as well, I haven't been farming stage 20 since the very first second when they released stage 25, you know. Yeah. But it is a bit of a challenge just to play it around. It's fun though, because I found some pretty interesting themes to use around. Affinities are again another problem to discuss, you know. But since we're playing a game of RNG, you know, we're gonna try to beat it with more RNG, because why not?
Okay, so you're going with a little bit of an RNG strategy. I like that. I like the sounds of that. What about?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Hellhades? What's been kind of your biggest challenge? And you're running the one I do know. I can always remember. You're running Demon Spawn because
I've got Demon Spawn, yeah, which it's like added pressure, right?
So for those of you that don't know, Hellhades refused to come on and do any part of this if he wasn't given Demon Spawn. He's like, I have to do this.
If it's not Demon Spawn, I'm not getting involved. I don't really know how to play this game very well. I knew what my other event was, and I don't know. Are we telling? Everyone knows it anyway, don't they? Yeah. So
it's on the schedule, so you can go ahead and tell them. It's fine.
Yeah, my other event is Hydra, and when we were kind of talking after we'd picked our factions, I was like, well, really, I need to have either Shadowkin or I need Demon Spawn to give a good account of myself in Hydra. So ended up between myself and Layla with the champions we had, Demon Spawn just kind of fell to me, and weirdly, like my account is the one that could flex the best to any faction that we got, but it just felt like it was the best pick. So yeah, so now I've got this kind of added pressure of everyone saying, well, Demon Spawn's the best faction. Well, and it kind of is, until you look at Spider and you're like, who the hell's going to manipulate turn meter for me in Demon Spawn? There's my drop defense and weakened champion in Demon Spawn. Like, they're actually not there. They don't exist. And it's kind of funny, actually, that, the kind of meta picks that you just kind of filter into a run, you pick Fane up, yeah, she does that, or Spider can come in and do that. Well, actually, they're not there, and you have to really deep dive into these factions to find like alternatives or go a completely different route, which has been really fun. Yeah, I've been playing around so far, and it's not as easy, I think, as people would believe it to be.
That totally makes sense. It's funny because like we said, we just had the Dragon Run. We've been talking to MTG and Smiley and YST about it, and it's very interesting. Like YST's like, there are literally no poisoners in Orc faction at any level of rarity. Same thing with MTG Jedi. He was struggling to find anybody that really was being consistent with like decreased defense or poisoned. Like he was really struggling with that as well. And so like each faction, what I think is really interesting about this game, the factions kind of lean one way or another with as far as skills and things that they bring. And when you miss that, you really miss it. Like you don't think about that very often.
Well, it's why probably going a little bit off topic here, but I feel like Raid could do so much more with this in their event scheduling and stuff like that, because actually it's a lot of fun to do. And if they just said to people, you know what, for this event, you get an opened book of champions, so you can use any champions from the faction, but this is your requirement for this event. I think people will have tons of fun with that.
Yeah.
Might not be a champion they currently own, but they could actually go in and do an event with new champions they've never used before and have a load of fun with it. And I feel like maybe it will open their eyes to actually some different ideas. But
I mean, I honestly hope so. You guys, I already with the Dragon, we've seen some things that I didn't expect to see, and I'm excited to see what you guys are bringing as far as that. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to spoil any state secrets on this or anything, but are there any little tidbits you want to divulge? Maybe some champions that you might be using or have tested or approaches to this. I'm fishing. We're gonna see if we can catch any.
I'll give you one little bit. I'm only using one legendary champion.
Oh.
Okay. Wow. That's interesting. I'm intrigued now.
I think I know which one, but
I bet you don't.
Really? Not expected. Okay, that's fair.
We'll
I like it.
What about you, Ivy? You got any state secrets you can spill?
Well, I would say for me, it's funny. People were like, "Oh, no Venus, no decreased defense weekend. You're screwed for stuff." I don't have a Venus. So, oh well, go ahead and ban her. So I was fine. I wanted this faction. This is what I wanted. Besides Demon Spawn, this is the one I wanted the most because I wanted to do Hydra. I don't know why I wanted to torture myself, but apparently I wanted to do that too. But I think I have to say, I don't know, but I don't want to say a secret, but for Sacred Order, there's no control, no crowd control. There's one Astralon. Done.
Oh, wow.
There's no AoE freeze. Frostbringer does not bring the frost.
That's accurate.
If she did, it would be amazing.
Why not?
If she did, yeah.
I can't believe they just remade her kit too.
She's been buffed twice.
Yeah.
Why not?
How did they make her not bring the frost? I don't understand. So I really found it hard to control the spiderlings because I had one option. And I looked through and like, there's nothing else. If there is something else, I don't have that champion, and I'm not aware of it. So besides like provoking and stuff, but that's not stopping the animations. So It was a little harder than I expected because I didn't realize how limited the CC was for this faction until I was stuck using only it.
It's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, but one of the things I remember looking at this ahead of time was, looking at the faction order, or the Sacred Order team, and they just have a ton of champions. Just so many champions in there.
They're actually one of my personal first picks. Like when we were talking about it before it all went live, and I was like, this is a faction I'd really like to get, would be Sacred Order, especially because I've got a +4 Cupidus, and I was thinking, you know what, just getting him out there on Hydra, or smacking some stuff around would have been fun to do. But yeah, that would have been one of my top picks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Skratch. So what you got any little tidbits you can share with us here on your plan?
Yeah, I'll use legendaries. I'll use epics. I won't use any rares. That's one thing that I can tell you for sure. But I think it's gonna be a bit of a surprise on the team that I'm actually gonna run for the Spider. And some champions that probably people will never think to use them in the Spider, just because they're just not meant to be there, But hopefully it's gonna pay off,
Well, I mean, I think that's the best part about this, really, is being able to bring out a couple. You're not going to bring out a full team of new champions, but like having a couple champions that nobody thinks to use in this area, because why would you? But obviously, like you're gonna need to for this. I know in the Dragons, we saw Alexander the sharpshooter make an appearance, and it was like, what? I didn't never use this champion. This is gonna be amazing. Okay, and definitely a couple of those in the Orc faction as well. So I think this is gonna be really interesting. I mean, what's really interesting about this particular event is you guys all have 3 of the strongest factions, because Skratch is rocking the Undead. We got Demon Spawn with Hellhades and Sacred Order with Ivy. Like, those are, I think, easily 3 of, if not the 3 strongest factions in this game. Does that make you a little bit more nervous when you're going against your competitors here?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
yeah. And also, like, I look back at the kind of ban phase, and I think to myself, we absolutely dropped a clanger. Not banning out Husk. We banned Sifi from Skratch, and actually Sifi, apart from for the arena, Sifi doesn't bring a lot. Doesn't bring a lot for speed. Sifi brings a lot when you're just trying to like stay alive and that type of stuff. But actually, if you think about it, she's not really the ban. Husk is the ban because he brings the potential of speed running, and I think we dropped a bit of a mistake there in terms of some of our kind of ban phases. Like looking back now, there's a few we kind of talked about we would have changed, and that's definitely like a big one.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, I think that he throws out a load of weak hits.
Exactly. I hope so too.
Hopefully he won't, because I'm at the moment I'm kind of like sweet talking him in, like.
Yeah. I'm hoping he's like that. Weak hit one.
I promise I'll give you. I promise I'll give you the best gear I have. Just don't let me down, One thing
that's the one time where Affinity Breaker gear comes in.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Not for me. So
there's nothing where Affinity Breaker comes in.
Does anyone have that gear?
No. I'm gonna skill that out. I have not. I don't even have a single piece. Is honestly the shittest set in the game. Even if I would have that, the chance is so small that it's just not worth it to
yeah, that's it.
It's not even worth crafting and selling. Because you have to go through the other materials to do that. It's so bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's how bad it is.
I was like, oh, this is CVC gear. CVC gear. It's not even that. I can't even do that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Skratch.
One thing is that everybody tends, because I see it all the times in comments, like today was on stream as well, Allure. Everybody thinks that Allure, she's gonna destroy everything. But
that was my first thought.
Allure, she's crap on stage 20, weak affinities and all that. Okay. And he's not even doing Fire Knight, guys. So Allure is not even on the table. So we gotta leave Allure behind it. That's it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I actually think it was right to not ban away Duchess as well. Albeit Duchess will be a pain, hopefully, in the arena, and she's definitely going to help me with Hydra. But actually, for most things, Duchess is not the one. Like, she's not the speedrunning queen. Like, in fact, she slows you down. But yeah, she will help me with Hydra. So
I do want to say that if we knew what content you are doing, I would have probably chosen to Vero Duchess instead of Heprock. but we weren't sure exactly what faction goes to
Yeah,
whom.
but we would have flipped. This is why we kind of had it open to flip, because if Duchess was gone, I would have just been Shadowkin and Layla would have been Demon Spawn. It was only because I was doing Hydra and Duchess was there that I was like, it's crazy for me not to take Demon Spawn now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to do it like
Yeah.
it's the best carry there, you know.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so.
I guess next time we'll have to make some changes as far as how we do the exclusions and make it a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, but it's fun. Like the whole ban phase, I think it steps up a level from, when we did the clan boss one, because it's actually you're picking factions before you know what's been banned away, and actually we don't all know what everyone else has got. So we've banned away Cal. We're like that. Yeah, Calvalax off the table. And we find out after it's like, well, none of us had Calvalax, and you're like, what a waste of a ban.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue.
Same with Ethos, for example, because we didn't know who was gonna take the high elves, but in a way I don't regret that we took him off, because if somebody else would have had high elves, you've seen how he struggled on the thing that he was doing, right? No Royal Guard, no Ethos to actually do the damage. So without those two champions, high elves is actually not a strong faction anymore. You have the support for Arena from Arbiter, which is great. You can replace a different Nuker for Arena, but without those two key champions in PvE, you're kind of like whacked,
Very true. Very true. One thing I do want to talk about really quickly, and it actually doesn't pertain to spiders, but since I have you all here, we did make a change as far as the arena competition goes, because in my head, when I was creating all this, I was like, oh, this will be great, round robin, there'll be all these different attacks, and then I realized, of course, that, there's only 3 competitors happening at a time, so I needed to open it up a little bit more. So basically what's happening is all the content creators are going to be creating an arena defense. And then each competitor will face the 6 opponents that are then out there, right? 3 from each of the other 2 teams. And we'll do that kind of approach. So they'll each get 6 chances to attack. I'm actually really curious if that has affected you guys at all as far as, your setup and, the champions. And if we had known that at the time of the draft, and we didn't, we had some of this stuff is on the fly, if that would have changed like some of the champions you banned at all. Maybe Ivy, you can lead us off on this one.
I don't know that it would affect the bans, because I think when it came to banning people, we were already knowing that Arena was one of the categories. So you were just going to ban someone who might be able to, excel in Arena anyway.
Right.
I think it didn't affect me in my thoughts for this, because I'm taking each event as they come. I don't care about Hydra yet, haven't even thought about it. I'm only thinking about Spider. Haven't thought about Arena yet, not until Spider's done. Once Spider's done, I'm wrecking all my builds and we're going to Arena. Once Arena's done, I'm wrecking all my builds and we're going to Hydra. So I don't mind. I think it just adds another element of, now I gotta make an Arena team. It just adds more to the plate, but which is a lot, but fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that. Skratch, Hades, either of you guys want to jump in?
I think it's fine. We're just gonna have more fights and basically double the fun. So I'm pretty excited that we changed it to it, because we actually get to play it a bit more and have like a sexier system in there,
That's can't use those bans, right? For the defense either.
Yeah, I think when we were banning, we were also like thinking about anyone could be Arena at that point. So I don't know if it would have changed our minds on it, but I mean, definitely looking back, we wish we'd banned Necrit anyway. Like, we wish we'd put Necrit in the bin instead of Sifi or instead of somebody else, because that was just it's quite a weak. Necrit makes so much possible in the arena, and especially if everyone's got to go against a defense. If Necrit's in that defense, which I'm sure he will be, and if it scratches Necrit, it might be like a +4 or something. But it's gonna be it's gross. Like, just any Necrit in the mix of arena is pretty gross. So yeah, that's probably one that we should have just kind of pulled away anyway. But we were kind of banning, assuming that we're looking for arena champions anyway. I think if we did
surprised. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, go on. No,
go on. I'll continue after.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I think if we were doing this again, it would be cool to actually say, almost like, here's one phase of bans, and then here's an arena phase of bans, if we're all going to be doing arena stuff, because, there's probably a couple of arena champions that or maybe 2 out of 4 sort of thing, that you'd want to try and alienate in a faction as well. But that's just, if we were trying to do it again and perhaps picking up on a different system, then I would love to have been able to say, you know what, this is a couple that I just pinpoint as arena champions to take out. But yeah, it's got Skratch, carry on, man.
I was really surprised of the Mashalit ban. I can't remember which team took him out.
We did
but
that.
I was really surprised that they took him out because he's a good champion, but I don't really recall him being used on any of the speed runs on stage 20 or anything like that, you know.
Yeah, it was one of my people. I don't know why, but that was. They were saying Michelle. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, he's a generally strong champion, isn't he? But I was surprised. I thought it was a bit of an odd one.
Hydra. He's great for Hydra.
Yeah, true, actually. Hydra. I can see the point there.
Hydra, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I mean, you know, that's the thing is you guys only had one ban per team basically for each of the CCs. So it's not like there's a lot of champions being excluded considering how many are available in this game and how many different areas of the game, right? So like, yeah, maybe someone's like, oh, they should have banned Allure, but cool, that takes out Fire Knight, you know, does it affect
who do you leave back
else?
in? Do you leave Sakir in? Do you leave Kaimar in? Like, you know, you look at the bans that were already done, they're big hitters, you know, you've taken out great champions. So if you put Allure in the mix, well, you take someone else out. It's difficult.
Yeah, it's really tough. I'm curious though, as far as your approach when it comes to taking down Spider, since that is the event we're here to talk about. I'm assuming everybody here is using HP burn. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I would say every single one of them will have it.
Yeah, I think you've got to. Yeah,
you don't have any other options.
So okay, so I just want to get a little bit into the crafting as far as like speed tuning a team. We don't have to necessarily go into specifics of your team. Obviously, we want to have a little surprise for tomorrow's event or today's event, I guess, when this goes out. But as far as like going about it, like we know turn manipulation, we know, you know, big shields, those kind of things. But like what is the secondary part of this? Because you're not getting the meta champions for this run. So are you trying to bring in other big damage dealers to help you out? Are you just trying to keep the turn meter down on the Spider Queen? Are you trying to tank all the Spiderling runs? Are you guys using resistance? Like, I'm really curious as to far as how you guys are approaching this, because Spider is super unique. It's like a very much its own thing, and so your approach has got to be unique as well. I don't know if Skratch, maybe you can start us off on this one here and give us some kind of insight as far as to your approach to this.
Yeah, so I'm using a bit of resistance as well. And that's mainly to try and cover it if something goes too wrong, you know, just to have the main support in there. HP burn is gonna have to be the key because I do have access to one enemy max HP, but that's not gonna cut it, you know.
Right.
How Hades said, I have a bit of an issue with defense down and the rest of the debuffs on the undead, even though we have so many champions in there. We do have a champion that can do it, maybe even more than that, but the whole idea is they need to synergize well with the rest of the team, you know?
Yeah, and consistency is always an issue as well.
Exactly, yeah.
And actually, with what we're doing, they can't have long animations to do their stuff. Like, if you've got someone who's like trotting in there, defense down, comes back, like, you ain't got time for that. It needs to be started at the back, defense down, and then die, get out of the way.
Get out, yeah, disappear. Yeah.
I wish I had that option. I don't have that option.
What do I?
Kind of.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Ivy, as far as your approach to taking this down.
No, I kind of similar idea. Like I actually, like Skratch said, I used resistance when I wasn't planning to because of bad affinity matchups and issues with people dying that I weren't expecting to die. And yeah, I think I was surprised also with my decreased defense options and weaken for that matter. I don't have Venus like I said, and I found Deacon was too much. He was too much, putting decreased defense on all the champions. So I'm like, all right, back to the basics. It made the Spiderlings die. So no Deacon for me. Had to get creative. So it actually makes my run a little bit different. It's a little bit more RNG. I don't have the reliability I would have had with Deacon, but I think he actually made it longer. That's a little spoiler alert. Not using Deacon.
That's so interesting. It's funny how like really when you're speed tuning this stuff, it's about the final numbers, not necessarily the numbers you'd think. So like you can't just put more speed on your champions. You gotta time the skills, make sure that they're happening at the right moment, and you end up having some champions that are extremely slow just to make the run work as well as you can. Especially with HP burn, where you need the Spiderlings to live, so they burn more often and take down the Spider Queen. It's very challenging.
That was my problem. Yep.
Very cool. Well, anybody got any final thoughts that you want to share as far as what we should expect for tomorrow?
Well, expect the unexpected is what I'd say. I'm trying all sorts of weird stuff, and I doubt anybody can comment down below and guess my team tomorrow. I doubt there's a single person that will get it right. That's a
I can say
challenge.
the same,
Go
yeah.
for it.
Exactly. Go for the challenge. I'll take that too. I feel like out of a million people, I don't think anyone will guess it, you know?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, you guys heard it here. If you can guess one of these 3 people's teams, comment down below. And
I spoiled mine.
anybody but Ivy's team. You can guess Hellhades or Skratch's team. Comment down below, and I'll give you a sweet high five. That's awesome. That's thank you guys for being here. This is always a great time. I'm really excited to see how the event goes tomorrow. By the way, just so you guys know, we had like 1,000 people in stream for this first event. Everybody had a really good time. We are giving away gems every single one of these events. We gave away 1,000 gems today. We'll give away 1,000 gems tomorrow. Our final one, we're going to be giving away a lot of gems. So, and each of these guys are going to get a chance to win some that they can give away to their communities as well. So, this is fantastic. Again, thank you guys for being a part of this. Yeah, that's all we got for today. So.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for being here. Guys, till next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.